Pleurotus family. Varieties of oyster mushroom. Among all the cultivated mushrooms, Pleurotus has maximum number of commercially cultivated species suitable for round-the-year cultivation. Moreover, variation in shape, color, texture and aroma are also available as per customer's choice. All the varieties or species of oyster mushrooms are edible except P. olearius and P. nidiformis, which are reported to be poisonous. Different species of oyster mushrooms differ in color, size, growing conditions, shelf life, and taste. Till date, approximately as many as 38 species of the genus are recorded throughout the world, and new species are discovered more or less frequently. In recent years, 25 species are commercially cultivated in different parts of the world. Few among them are Pleurotus ostratus, Pleurotus sajarkaju, Pleurotus florida, Pleurotus sapidus, Pleurotus flatbailetus, etc. Species identification within the genus Pleurotus is difficult because of morphological similarities and possible environmental effects. Demography. The geographic distribution of oyster mushroom varies according to its species. For example, Pleurotus pulmonarius and Pleurotus cystidiosus are known to be distributed in tropical and subtropical regions, while Pleurotus eringi, which is also known as king oyster, are found in southern Europe, North Africa and Central Asia naturally. Mycelial growth of all the Pleurotus species can take place between 20 to 30 degrees. However, for fruiting, different species have different temperature requirement. Depending upon the temperature requirement of a species, they can be categorized into two groups. Winter or low temperature requiring species, generally 10 to 20 degrees Celsius they require, and summer or moderate temperature requiring species which are around 16 to 30 degrees Celsius. Summer varieties can fructify at low temperature, but winter varieties will not fructify at higher temperature. They need a low temperature shock for inducing fruit body formation. Popular varieties of oyster mushrooms and their characteristics. Golden oyster or yellow oyster. One of the most beautiful species, this warm weather strain is very fragile when mature. They resemble a bucket of beautiful yellow flowers, smell like fresh watermelon. They have a unique citric smell, hence also named as citronopilietus. These are super fast growing mushrooms. Sometimes they just take 2 weeks to fruit once they are completely colonized. Although these mushrooms are very beautiful and delicious, but very delicate. Their caps are thin. Hence, their shelf life is also very small. If preserved carefully, they can be stored approximately for 2 to 3 days under the right condition. Yellow oyster mushrooms are warm-loving species, hence they are susceptible to the cold weather. It is preferable to grow them under the moderate temperature or little bit higher temperature. Pink oyster mushroom. They are also called salmon oyster mushroom, strawberry mushroom or love mushroom. They are very popular because of their attractive flower bouquet-like look. The flavor of the pink oyster mushroom has been described as meaty and fishy. Just like most mushrooms, it is quite umami. Its texture is both meaty and chewy. The mycelium of this Pleurotus species is very robust and therefore very popular in commercial cultivation. Fruiting bodies become 5 to 15 cm in diameter. The cap is bright pink when young and loses its color when it becomes mature. Usually it turns little bit of whitish. They are susceptible to low temperatures as they are warm weather species. They are suitable for cultivation during the summer month. Blue oyster mushroom, also known as Pleurotus columbinus. This is one of the most aggressive and abundantly fruiting oyster mushroom. They are very popular. The blue coloration of this mushroom is much more pronounced in early stages of the growth. When mature, only a slight hint of blue coloring remains, but the fruits can often turn nearly white with age. During peanut stage, they are bluish in color, and once they grow bigger, they tend to turn pale blue or grey in color. Although it can be grown all year easily, but they are cold weather mushrooms. They prefer cold weather. This is very robust, fast growing species and can be harvested in 15 to 20 days once full substrate colonization is achieved. Pearl oyster, Pleurotus ostratus. This is the most common oyster mushroom species. It can be grown throughout the year easily. This is a common temperature oyster mushroom. Depending on the substrate, light and temperature, this variety of mushroom, which is called pearl oyster or normally referred to as oyster mushroom, they will vary in color. They can be white or grey and brown also, depending upon the lighting factors and the temperature and climate. Generally, more intense light will produce a darker coloration. Pearl oyster are adaptable species that fruits easily on a wide range of substrates. and are a great candidate for stock oyster mushroom production. As with all oyster mushrooms, pearl oyster mushrooms need plenty of fresh air to develop normally. High CO2 level for mushroom metabolism will accumulate in the sealed growing environment and can reduce the cap size. They are the most commonly commercially cultivated variety. It can be cultivated throughout the year in mild moderate temperature. White oyster mushrooms, Pleurotus florida. This is an edible mushroom that gained popularity due to its bright white color and nutritional value. Low production cost and ease of cultivation makes this one of the favorite mushroom. This variety produces large clusters of mushroom with white pinheads. They are favorable if the mushrooms are going to be dried up. The dry mushrooms will be much brighter and better in the color. This mushroom remains white from the pinhead stage to the maturity stage. They can be also grown all year around. The mushrooms are suitable to be grown in places which are less humid, as the species readily absorbs moisture from the surrounding. Dry mushrooms of this variety also command higher market price due to its attractive white color. Pleurotus sajarkaju or Lentinus sajarkaju. Pleurotus sajarkaju, also referred as grey oyster mushrooms. It has fruiting body shapes like the same oyster mushrooms. The pinheads and the fruiting body are greyish in color. This variety is moderate temperature loving species. It can grow in multiple clusters. This variety commands high market value due to its distinct delicious taste. The nutrition level is also much higher. Preferably, these mushrooms can be grown in a moderate temperature to lower temperature. King oyster, Pleurotus eringi, also known as trumpet mushroom. The king oyster mushroom belongs to the oyster mushroom genus Pleurotus. It's the largest oyster mushroom, featuring a thick and meaty stem or the stipe, which has resulted in it being the most valued for the culinary purposes around the world. The king oyster is a top fruiting species as opposed to the other varieties of oysteros. They don't grow in clusters like other oyster mushrooms, they grow singly. King oyster mushrooms typically have fat stems and small caps, and they are grown in that way on a purpose in a low light and high CO2 environment. As unlike other oyster mushrooms, these meaty, tasty stem is of great market demand. They also have a longer shelf life of up to a week and hence can be easily marketed and exported to a far away places. In terms of mushroom cultivation, the king oyster mushroom can be cultivated on cellulose-rich substrates like sugarcane mulch, straw, corn cobs, etc. However, it is preferable to grow king oyster mushrooms on hardwoods because they perform better, they yield more and of good quality fruits when they are grown on hardwood substrates. When cultivating king oyster mushrooms, a casing layer is completely optional. A casing layer is applied to the fully colonized surface of some mushroom species to increase the humidity and improve the yield and quality of the fruiting bodies. Hence, it is completely optional in case of oyster mushrooms and especially king mushrooms to apply casing or not. Despite king oyster mushrooms being vigorous, they can be expected to take an additional 1 to 2 weeks after colonization to prepare for fruiting. King oyster mushrooms are winter loving species. They grow in between 15 to 20 degrees Celsius and require humidity above 80%. They prefer hardwood substrates. The market value of the king oyster mushrooms are among the highest